9 Habits of Women Who Were Never Broke. Welcome back to the channel WISGRAM, where you can get practical wisdom for money, investing, success, and more. In today's video, I'll be sharing the 9 habits of women who were never broke. But before we begin, please give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so that you wouldn't miss any of our new videos that will be uploaded every week. Now, let's get started. It's a great thing for a woman to have her own money. That way, she can achieve her dreams without depending on anyone financially. However, some do not just have their own savings. They even never go broke. And believe it or not, they have made wealth from seemingly nothing. The truth behind that? They act smart with their money and adopt these 9 habits to discipline themselves. Number 1. They set saving goals. Women that are good with money are skilled at setting goals. Not just ordinary goals, but smart goals. Smart means specific, measurable, attainable, reliable, and time-conscious. With these goals, it is a must to include factors like where you picture yourself in the next 3 to 10 years, a detailed plan with a step-by-step course of action, and a specified deadline. These considerations encourage a sense of consciousness and urgency, making the goals easier to achieve. So, how do you set your own financial goals? The first thing to do is write down how you plan to increase your income. If you plan to invest, then maybe learning a trade would best suit you. There are actually a lot of ways to expand your savings. You just have to set a goal to know where you're going, because if you have no idea about where you plan to go, you won't probably accomplish much. Number 2. They save. Successful women always know how to save money. They save for emergencies and other unexpected expenses that might come. They simply know that what they save now is beneficial to their future. Well, who wouldn't want financial stability in the long run? Think about this. If you spend everything you earn, there won't be anything left. What would you do if you had a necessary purchase to make? You'll be lucky to borrow from a friend or family, but you'll constantly drown in debt. And that's not a smart thing to do. So instead, adopt the 30-day rule. If you plan on making an impulsive purchase, wait for 30 days and decide after. If after 30 days you still feel the need to purchase that item, you can go for it. But if not, then you're saving yourself out of wasteful spending. So cultivate a habit of saving. Track your expenses to identify and avoid unnecessary purchases. This way, you'll be able to control your finances. Number 3. They have multiple income streams. Most people live with one income stream. Having a full-time job, that's it. But having just one income is no longer a good idea for your finances. Why? If you have multiple income streams, in case you lose one, you have some left. But if you depend solely on one source, the worst chance is you'll end up broke. It's just too risky. Plus, if you have several income coming in, you don't need to cut back on spending. You won't worry about any unexpected expenses since you have sources to get from. Money-savvy women know this, so they build several channels to increase their income. Some have their full-time job and a side hustle. Some engage in a small business while making some investments. Some do both. There are many ways to make more money. You just have to take advantage of your abilities and resources. It's a smart move to gain financial stability, to have your value. And when you find that value for yourself, there is a very low tendency to stay broke. Number 4. They don't entertain emotional spending. What does emotional spending mean? It's when you buy something you may not need, in most cases, to ease your emotions. Neuroscientists explain that emotions are the central influencers in decision-making, so the buying factors that affect an emotional purchase are highly personal, such as boredom, unhappiness, or stress. Emotional spending can also be categorized as impulse spending. These purchases are in-the-moment decisions to buy something unneeded or out of budget. To avoid this, know what you're going to buy before entering a store. If you wait at least 24 hours, you'll have a better chance of forgetting about it. Also, limit your exposure to situations and places that make you want to spend money or bring in someone when you go shopping. That way, they'll remind you of what to buy or not. Number 5. They create budgets. Amazing how women become financial planners in the family, right? Well, one of the best habits of women who are never broke is having a guide to help them know how much to spend and save, commonly known as budgeting. A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Through creating a budget, your expenses, savings, and debts stay on track. Thus, following a budget can make you wealthy over time. Number 6. They invest. Another habit of women who are never broke is they make the effort of setting up investing plans. And with investing, I mean consistently adding money to it. There are a lot of investment opportunities. One of the most common is the Individual Retirement Account or IRA. You can invest in various financial instruments when you open an IRA, including stocks, bonds, exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and mutual funds. They know that the returns in the immediate future may not seem like a lot first, but long-term returns end up contributing quite a bit. With compound interest, investing is an excellent way for many things in the future. Consult a financial planner to determine the best assets for your objectives. Number 7. They don't spend when they don't have. It is possible to fall into debt without giving it any thought. And the more you rely on a credit card instead of cash, the more difficult it is to get out of debt. Women who have money are aware of this and avoid spending money they don't have. Instead, they prefer to save for products or experiences they desire, and they are confident in telling others no because it is not within their budget at the time. Being financially successful does not imply that you can buy whatever you desire. Instead, it entails setting priorities so that you can accomplish as much as possible. Number 8. They differentiate a need and a want. Needs are things that we need to live. Housing, food, insurance, basic clothing, and transportation are all needs. Everything else is referred to as a want. Designer shoes, a brand new TV, or pricey furnishings are among the few items you'd want but can live without. Women who understand this always takes care of your needs first, then save for wants afterward. They never trade a need for want because it will not benefit them in the long run. They don't mind saving for wants over time, since they understand that if they can't afford all they need, obtaining what they want isn't a priority. You must learn to discipline yourself to set boundaries and know the difference between a need and a want if you never want to go broke. Number 9. They live below their means. You cannot achieve financial independence without spending less than you earn, no matter how much money you make. Sometimes, you have a tendency to raise your expenses and make excessive decisions as your income rises. But you may not be close to financial independence since you have not lived within your means and have not set aside enough money for savings and investments. Concentrate on yourself and avoid comparing yourself to friends or co-workers. When you're just starting out in your profession as a woman, keep your spending as low as you can, and as your career improves, avoid raising your expenses proportionately to your income growth. So, with these 9 habits, are you ready to be a woman who was never broke? Tell us in the comment section below. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you again soon in another one of our episodes. Once again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family so that they can enjoy it as well. With that said, have a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.